Welcome back, Michelle. We're into part two of our conversation. Oh my gosh, part one was just absolutely, oh, it just fed me so much
Oh,
and inspired me and encouraged me. And I feel like we're in similar lament seasons here. And so thank you for um, proclaiming Christ as love.
mm,
There we
mm.
go. That's what I
Yeah,
will
there we
say.
go.
That's what I will say. That's what I will say. Okay, two truths and a lie. You probably haven't played this in a while. Say three things about yourself, and I'll see if I can tell which one is the lie.
Okay. Um, I used to hop freight trains in college. I participated in the 1984 Olympics, and I taught yoga in Africa.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the freight train story, I feel like I've heard that. So I'm going to set that aside as true. Participated in the 84 Olympics and taught yoga in Africa. Because I think you've been to Africa, so I think you might have taught some of the people yoga there. So I'm going to go with participated. That doesn't necessarily mean you were in them as like a athlete, but maybe you were volunteer. But I'm still going to go with that one. I'm still going with that one.
Okay, well, actually, I did not teach yoga in Africa.
Oh
So,
my
like,
gosh. You got
I
me.
don't,
You got
I don't
me.
know if they'd even allow me to. No, I don't know. But the 84 Olympics, yeah, I wasn't an athlete, but I was in the opening and closing ceremonies because I was a VIP escort for
Wow.
Mayor Tom Bradley in the opening and Peter Ubroth, the head of the Olympics in the closing ceremony. So
Oh my
my
gosh.
my whole family was involved because my dad was the weightlifting commissioner. And so we all got involved. My brother was a tennis ball boy. My sisters carried Canada's flag in the ceremonies. My brother was a logistics coordinator at the headquarters. It was super fun. And I was working at ABC television at the time. So I had tickets to everything in LA. So it was
What a
really fun.
what a great experience.
Yeah,
What a
it
great
was amazing.
experience. Okay, and then you hop trait frames. You got to tell us about that because
Yes.
I don't remember that
Well,
story.
I went to Whitworth College in Spokane, Washington, and there were a few guys from Laguna Beach that just, started this train hopping thing. And you'd go to the main yard in Spokane and you'd wait for the mainline train, and the mainline train went to Whitefish, Montana. And we would find out when the main line went. Mainline means it doesn't stop anywhere, it just goes straight. So we would find the main line. We would hop on an open car. We'd have our overalls and our backpacks and we were just like little ruffians. And we would arrive at a pizza place at, late. And we would have pizza and go country dancing. And then we would hop on a train and come back.
Oh my
And
gosh.
in the spring, we got in an open car, which was like halfway up. And you would like wave to people in towns, and you would,
God.
and like you could never do that today, right? But back then, even the guys in the train yard would help us find the train to, they help us find the open cars. And we just had, plenty of food and water. It took about 6 or 7 hours. And
Each way?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I know. We even have, yeah. so,
Wow.
so there were some adventures tied in with that it would take a long time to say,
That
but
would be its own episode.
yeah.
And yeah, you could probably write a book. Okay,
But yeah,
so going to I feel like you've been to Africa, yes?
yes, twice with
Okay.
two different groups when I worked for Malawi, and that was incredible. Malawi is a Christian, organization that does that. They take groups of people in, but they do. We also support people on the ground. I say we. Malawi supports people on the ground in Africa that do the work in the remote
Right. Right.
villages to teach them, how to read, how to be self-sustaining, how to garden, how to,
Yeah.
you know, make a living for themselves and keeping girls in school and out of teen pregnancy and
Right.
all of that. So it was beautiful work. I really, really loved
Well,
it.
see, and that's why I figured you probably did a little 10-minute yoga thing with
Yeah,
them.
I know. See,
Your
that's why
feelings?
I wanted to think of something that would be a little like,
Yes,
you know,
yeah, you got me on that. You definitely got me on that. Okay, so when you were growing up, who did you look up to when you were a kid? Who'd you look up to?
yeah, that one was tough for me because I didn't really have any, you know, I had a mentor for a while that my dad found for me, a woman that, and she meant something to me, but I think my grandparents,
Uh,
I just think they were such solid, caring, kind, loving, non-judgmental,
mhm.
um, you know, and I just felt comfort with them, you know.
They were the real
Um,
deal. They were the
yeah,
real
the real
deal.
deal, both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side.
Oh, isn't that
Um,
wonderful?
yeah, fun, funny. Um, my dad's mom and dad traveled with us in their trailer. We had a trailer, they had a trailer, and we went all around the western states together, like every summer. And trailer
Oh,
parks, trailer parks all over, you know. And my dad would speak at different, you know, he was a Presbyterian pastor for 30 years, and he would speak in different cities for different, like Fellowship of Christian Athletes or Young Life or Campus Crusade or whatever. And so we just did the traveling road trip, you know.
wow. You've had some great adventures in your life, I have to say. Oh my gosh. So what was the last fun thing you did?
Yeah, Jim and I are we're kind of old fuddy duds. We love, love, love being at home. But last week we did a fun thing. I mean, we do go on trips and things like that, but we bought tickets randomly to a Rolling Stones cover band at UCSD, and it was at the new amphitheater in UCSD, which is beautiful. It's like the mini shell. It's like
Oh,
it's super cool, and it's out, you know, outdoor, beautiful. And we just walked from our house because we live right by UCSD, and we walked over and we attended this really fun benefit for youth homelessness, but it was a Rolling Stones cover band. And we were just like loving it, you know, being out on a sultry summer night and walking from our house and hearing some great music. So that was fun. It was
oh,
really
that
fun.
does sound like fun. And just the impulse, like, yeah, let's just go. Let's just,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
just, we don't know. Let's just see. We can always
that's
follow up.
right. That's right. And it was really good. Yeah, I guess that was the most recent fun
Well,
thing.
it sounds like a very fun thing to do. Love that. Okay, so now we're going to take our deep dive, and we are talking to spicy Christian women, becoming all that in a bag of chips. I'm inviting women on that I feel like really inspire me, and so why not spread that inspiration? That's kind of how I how I'm looking at it. What is one gift God has given you?
Well, I, I I'm a connector. I think he's
Mm,
given me the gift of connecting people, people with opportunity, people with helpful resources. I think he's just made me that kind of person where I'm like, oh, you should meet, oh, you should go, or you should do.
that's
And
great.
very often it leads to, it ignites something in that person. Like, you know, I just think I have a good discernment and a knack for like pairing people up. Remember when, you know, we used to go to the same church and I used to put
Yes.
small groups together. And
Yes.
I just knew what couples would get along, what women would get along, what men would have in common, and I loved putting together small groups.
Yes.
And so that connecting thing. I am also good with my hands. I've heard it said that if you work with your mind, then you Sabbath with your hands. If you work with your
Ah,
hands, then Sabbath with your mind.
wow, that's
And
cool.
so I work with my mind. So on the weekends, if I can get my hands in the dirt, or if I can be crafty or move furniture around, or, you know, like whatever, I love doing things with my hands.
Oh, I've never heard it put quite like that. I like that
Yeah.
very much. Why do you think we are afraid to say yes to all that God has for us? I feel like we leave a lot on the table. Why do we do that?
Mhm. Well, I think we live in a world where there's knowledge at every turn, answers at every turn. And like, you can find an answer for everything very quickly. And so to step into the unknown is like, I think people are really afraid of the unknown, something they can't Google real fast and get an answer to. And so it's that, how do you rest in the waiting? How do you trust that, yes, I know he's calling me to this. I'm super scared, but I'm going to walk in obedience and put one foot in front of the other and just not to the look to the left or right or behind me. I'm just going to follow him. And it's just really scary, and it takes so much trust and surrender
Right,
to step into that unknown. But when you do, like if you are sure it's from God, and you do, then I think doors just start to open. You're gonna have some closed ones, but it's and I guess as we're older, we look back and we remember the times we did do, step into the unknown and how it worked out,
right. Well, and that's the
so
trust factor, right? Because
it is. It's
if we knew, then it wouldn't be faith, it wouldn't be trust,
Yeah,
right?
right, right. And everyone wants to know what the future holds. So that blind faith is just required of us.
Yes. So we're talking, into the fear part of things, and I think, women have maybe different kinds of fears than men have. Um, are there any that you've made reference in the part one conversation about, um, public speaking or like thinking about what other people think and that sort of
Yeah.
thing? What do you think kind of holds women back?
Mhm,
And what do
mhm.
you struggle with if you feel comfortable sharing that?
Um, Again, I think we fear man, human. We fear what humans will do to us more than. I think there's that um, fear of being judged, fear of being looked down upon, fear of obviously failure, fear of letting people down. This is me personally, fear of
Mm,
letting people down,
mm.
fear of being seen as unworthy or
Oh.
incapable.
Mhm.
Fear, it's really for me, it's like it's so other focused, like, what others think of me.
Yes.
And or whether or not I'm doing something right. Um,
Yes.
I'm always like, am I doing that right? Like, am I saving for retirement right? Am I reaching out to people I should be reaching? I have a real problem with the word should. It's like that word. I have a spiritual director that I go to, not a therapist, but a spiritual director. And she's really helped me get rid of the should word because
Great.
I should be doing this more. I should be reading my Bible more. I should be,
Yes.
and
I'm writing that down. I love it.
yes. And I've done that my whole life, and I really feel that I'm not doing it as much anymore, but I think that's tied in with fear because fear that you're not doing things right, fear that you're
Yes.
not, you know, doing what you should be doing, or
Yes.
and who's to say, right? Like,
Yes.
and that, like, if you have self-confidence, if bravery, if you have confidence, then you're going to be walking in that truth of who you are, and you're not going to be afraid of doing things right, or you know the
Right.
grace. I mean, it's all about God's grace, like
Yes.
don't be so hard on yourself. My husband's always saying, "You're so hard on yourself." give yourself some grace, a break, you know, and I guess saying affirmations over yourself, that's really hard for me. I am strong. I am courageous. I am brave.
Right.
Do I really believe it? But I think a lot of women, yeah, I think a lot of women are probably afraid that they're not doing things right or maybe comparing themselves to others.
Yes.
I think that's probably what trips a lot of women up is and again, it's back to the shoulds. I should be in this place in life. I should be married by now. I should have kids by now. I should, my career should be further along. Or it's, gosh, getting women to just believe that they're enough. is-
Yes. Gosh, yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes, 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 all of
Yes.
that, all of that. And
Mhm.
I think you've touched on a lot of fears that women do have, and you talked about it being other focus because as we're in the midst of something, we kind of look around like, is this right? Is it good? Or
Yeah.
what do you think? Is it okay? And instead of this is what I'm doing, I hope it's well received, but if not, I'm still going to do it, and I'm still going to do it to the best of my ability.
Yeah, and God, show me that I'm loved. Show me that I'm enough. God, tell me that I'm your
Yeah,
beloved child. Help
right.
me believe that I am uniquely and wonderfully made, and that,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And those are, I think, good affirmations to, grab
Yes.
a verse, and you can even put your name in it. And I think we might have done some of that when we
Yes, we
went to church
did.
together, just it really personalizes it,
Yes.
carrying your name in amongst a verse. You're like, really? I mean,
I know.
are you sure? You know?
Totally.
Well, so what advice would you give to women who struggle with the shoulds, who struggle with the other focus? What piece of advice would you give?
I've been doing a lot of thinking around self-awareness lately. And I think in order to work on all these things, you got to get to the thing underneath the thing, right? Like
Mm,
and self-awareness is like, there's things holding me back in life, being able to identify what those are, maybe in your relationships, maybe in your work, maybe what are the things that are holding me back, deep-rooted beliefs that I've always had, maybe it's that I'm not enough, maybe and then, like, don't be afraid to do that hard work because, like I said earlier, when you're through learning, you're through. And you have to always, this is what I think is wrong with leaders across the country today, with all that they don't see that they're part of the problem, and they
mm,
don't go deep enough to say that honest vulnerability, right? That says, I'm not all that. I don't have it all, but I want to help, you know, I want to do all I can in my own power to make sure that other people have what they need and that they're thriving and that so I think, I don't know, I'm probably going off base
no,
here,
no,
but I
no.
think
It's no, I
it,
love it. It's great.
the self-awareness piece, like,
Hmm.
gosh, if more people were self-aware of the things that are turning people off, or the way they're speaking or the way they're acting that's just not in line with who God is, like, or who we are in Christ, then
Hmm.
go there. Like, don't be afraid to go there. Don't be afraid to, because I get to talk about life transformation every day. But what about everyone sitting in the church and the issues that they have left unaddressed, right, in their
Yes,
own life? And it's just as much about heart change on that side as it is about heart change in the mission with those people. We all need a heart change, right?
absolutely. And
And
don't you think that's one of the reasons why we're here is to become self-aware so that we can be more effective,
yes,
so that we can be a greater blessing to others.
yes, that's it. And so, sometimes people don't know that they have things in their way. Like they don't even know that they're mean to people or that they're, narcissistic or that they're whatever it is. They just have
Right.
no clue, even when people tell them they are. So, I just think that self-awareness piece, gosh, if more people could, you know,
Yes.
understand what it is, how they're putting themselves out to the world and how they're
Right.
being seen. So there
Right.
again, it goes to how they're being seen because I'm talking about
Right,
like,
but I mean, we don't live in caves by ourselves. I mean,
right.
there is the other. There is the
Yes.
opportunity to connect and serve and all of that. Well, gosh, the points that you've brought up have just been fabulous. I'm going to just be soaking in it.
Oh, I
Just,
didn't wasn't sure was going to have anything to say.
oh my gosh, are you kidding? My gosh, we could do, a 20 part with just you. It would be awesome. Is there
No.
anything in conclusion you feel like you didn't get to say that you wanted?
Um, I don't know. I just think that we just have to be reminded of, and just really dwell on everything Jesus said, did, and taught while he was with us and try
Hmm.
and emulate his way of life. And again, all are welcome at the table of God.
That's right.
And I just feel like, we just need to be reminded of that again and again, um,
Hmm.
in how we love one another, um, regardless.
Yes. Well, yes, I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more. I really could not agree more. I think
Mhm.
we just need so much more of that love. Love looks like
Mhm.
certain things and love does not look like other things. So
Yes.
that's the focus. Where can you be
Yes.
found? Where can you be found, Michelle?
Well, I'm on Instagram and I don't have a private account, so you can find me there. You can message me there, Michelle LeBeau one. Also, if anyone would ever like a tour of the rescue mission, I would love to give them a tour and show you the work we do. So sdrescue.org is our website, and you can find me on there under leadership.
Wonderful. Michelle, thank you so much. I just a huge blessing to have this time with you. And I greatly appreciate who you are, how you show up in your life, and the way that you want to serve and be impactful for the glory of God.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This has been fun.
Good. I'm so glad. I know it has been for me too.